Hello, this is Bridget Rao with Divine Essentials. Alright, guys, so it was just 11:11. Um, I'm like, I have on my like, university pants. I just put on some university pants and some color, shifted the energy. My back was really hurting me a few minutes ago, and it's like I put on these pants and the back pain went away. Weird. I don't know. Um, Also, I read a card before I clicked on, and it said, "Revitalize your nervous system." Now, the reason why I even looked at a card is because it's like, should I go live or should I do this? Okay, and I got, relax this. When I go live, or when I do an in-person event, or whatever, it's different energy. Okay, like in person, different energy than online. Going live, different energy than pre-recorded, because there's a safety net with the pre-recorded. It's like, oh, if I mess up or if it's like whatever, I can edit it. And I think it depends on the topic that we're talking about. And again, once again, Alcyon Light Healing is syncing up with everything that is going on in my life. And I was going to record anyways, and I was recording. So there's a big thing here, with a lot of synchronicity. And I feel like some of you may resonate with this, some of you may not. And that's something else that, like, at this point, is like, instead of making content that you feel like, people are going to click on, it's like, I want to make content that's authentic. And I keep seeing that. So in Alcyon Light Healing, as you're becoming a healer, you may decide to become a healer for other people. You may decide to just be a healer for yourself in your life. But the concepts that go into being a healer are still the same concepts that go into living your life and being, successful in your life and things like that. The topic for tonight, or the topic for the next video, which I just looked at, was jump in, change people's lives, things like that. Okay, take action. Okay, and one of the funniest things is, one of the cards over there that I just looked at was literally like, take action, and friendship, and find the right people to surround yourself, support yourself with, and all of these things. And it's just a non-stop, ever-flowing, like, of all of these synchronicities. So tonight, I had an event scheduled, okay? And it was for the 8th at 8 p.m., okay? Now, I'm weird, and I do that, and I'm very, very, like that about my events. I'm like, well, if it's on the 7th, I'll do it at 7. If it's on the 8th, I'll do it at 8. Not all the time, but, like, I try to sync my things up. Like, I've said this before, what's his name there? Nikolai Tesla did the same thing. He would sync up his things. So he would, plan for something on a certain day. And I do believe that, like, some of the powers that be do the same thing, because when you look at dates like 9/11, it's like, and so many things numerologically for that day, like different things that happened. It was like, oh, this building and that building on this day at this time. And like, if you add up the numbers of the jet, if you add up like the things for the Pentagon, all of those things ended up being 9/11. Okay, and it's like, there's a design. Now, we do live in a matrix, so like sometimes the design is matrixly brought about, but it's usually puppet masters around our lives that do things or utilize things against us, or in a way to, like, put a facade up. Now, illusion is something that's been huge, and we do have the retrograde happening with Pluto, which is a planet of that. Okay, it's a planet of the unseen. So again, I had an event tonight for the 8th at 8 p.m. because that's what I usually am all about. Now, originally in my book, I had it written down that the 7th, which was the 777 portal, because it was the 7th day of the 7th month, and this year 2023 adds up to another 7, so it was a big one. Okay, we always have the 7/7 portal on 7/7, but this one was a 7/7/7. Okay, so it's more potent. I saw a memory from last year, and I was like, 7/7/7, high priestess, not last year, 5 years ago actually. And so I've been doing this every year, in some way. All right, and it's like, I used to do the in-person events a lot, and that you may find that you like that as a healer, and you end up doing those types of things, and you don't have to be anybody spectacular or special to do them. And we will talk about that in the last couple of videos. I'm going to tell you, like, how do you run your own workshop? How do you do your own thing? And I'm also doing things like that inside of my Instagram membership for $9.99 a month. You learn all of the things that I do on all the social platforms and all of that stuff. And I've been going live with them once a week to like do Q&As. It's literally only like 2 weeks old now. I've got 9 people signed up so far, which it's been like I've been like averaging a person a day since I started like, promoting it, which is really good. So when you're out here beginning your stuff, don't look at things as like I only have 9 people. Look at things as I've already got 9 people. I've already reached somebody. I've already had somebody show up to do this or to do that, because that gets you into the right flow for more things to happen, and that's how it is in all ways in our lives. Unfortunately, these lessons that come at us, sometimes people do things to interfere with us, and sometimes things happen around us out of our control because of interference. Now, sometimes it will be our fault when it comes down to like the nitty gritty, but it's like it's not your fault when people are doing things or manipulating stuff or trying to attack you, but we need to be aware of that so that we don't get put back under a daze or under a haze. And like I said something to Jenny earlier, and I was like, I know so and so is being attacked. I know they are, but they can't, like, I can't do anything for them. I can't make them see that. I can't make them show up here. I can't guide anybody. It's like you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make them drink, right? It's like I'm out here, I'm telling people, I know people see things, I know people hear things, I know people will find things when they're meant to find them. I do my best to keep putting it out there, to keep showing people, to keep offering the tools that are going to help them to break these things, but that's what we're here to do. So the whole topic for tonight of jump in, take action, save people's lives, it really is so synchronistic with so many things. Like yesterday, I went into my Instagram messages, and these are messages that, like, I haven't answered them in so long because I get overwhelmed. Nervous system, okay? Answering messages is overwhelming, especially if you're the person that all these people are messaging, okay? Like, there's a lot of people that want my time and energy based on the fact that there's a lot of people that see things from me, they resonate with something, and they want to reach out and they want to connect, and I love that, and I'm grateful for that, because without that I wouldn't have a position here. But it is a lot, and that's why sometimes we got to have firm boundaries up of like, yes, I will interact with you, I'll talk to you, I'll keep it short and simple, but like when it comes to like, coaching you or giving you a reading, because I've had people be like, reading, like, give me a reading for free, like, tell me, or they don't even do that, they tell me something, and then it just like, it's like they expect me to fix it for them, or they want something from me for free. And then there's other people that it's not even like that. It's like some people you're meant to help, and you're gonna feel the difference, but you're gonna have to navigate that and learn that over time, because I used to get bamboozled by people all the time, not in a sense of like I even think that they were coming at me like I'm gonna bamboozle her, but a lot of times when people are hurting or people are in need of light and you're carrying it, they may not realize how much they're taking from you, or what the interaction is doing to you. You know what I mean? And so these themes come up a lot, and then you may find people that you resonate with and you can help them, and it's not draining to you. But then there's people who are very demanding about it, or they get addicted to it, and then they just like won't stop, or they get almost like dependent upon you. They won't make any decisions in their lives, and I've had to really be like, clear with people, clear with myself, so that doesn't keep happening to me, because it used to be a reoccurring theme where it was like, oh, yeah, here it go again, like, so, like, and then there was people who wouldn't even take my advice. It was like I had to be channeling or using cards for them to listen to the message, but it was like, I already told you that 10 motherfucking times. Just because a card says it doesn't mean that it's now all of a sudden better. But for some people, that is how it is for them with you, depending on what you're delivering. And as a channel, it can be hard. Like, and I think I told Jenny this not too long ago, because like when you go through Reiki healing, you became a Reiki healer, you are channeling healing energy, you're channeling love to people, you're giving them encouraging, helping them to uplift, you're releasing things out of there, you're shifting their life, you're shifting their focus, you're doing a lot of things that are like, wow, okay? But at the same time, we want to remain humble and realize, like, it ain't us, okay? It is us. we don't want to like give it all away to like it's not me, because like we are being in service, okay? So that's good on us to do that. But then it's like it's spirit that comes through the messages. It's spirit that shows us the synchronicity. It's spirit that brings us together with these people. It's spirit that inspires us to be inspired, to inspire others. So always having that in there too, you know, remember that, and then realize that some people aren't going to make that distinguishing, you know, thing with you. They're going to fall in love with you, but it's like they may be in love with your energy, or they may be in love with what you're providing to them. And some people become obsessive, and some people get a little weird. I've had a lot of people get weird with me over my whole life. It didn't matter that I was like a Reiki healer or not. I've always had that go on, but I think star seeds, you're gonna understand what I mean, because it's something that just happens. It's like you sit down on a bus and you find out everybody's life story that's like sat next to you or came in your presence. You go to the grocery store and it's like the checkout person's like boop a boop bop, and they just feel safe with you, and that's a good thing. Children may stare at you. Pets are like, I love you. You know, it's like, oh, that dog never does that with anybody, and it's like, oh yeah, like it just is one of those things. Now, having that, we need to be responsible with that. We also need to have healthy boundaries. And usually the type of people who have all that are also the type of people like, they just get ran over by people who are like, oh, hey, like, I needed somewhere to put this. And they drop it off. And we need to take it off of us, because otherwise it will weigh us down, it will cause illusions, and it will block us from taking our action or doing what we need to do or changing lives of others. So again, I jumped in many different ways, and there's been many synchronicities, there's many illusions right now, there's many attacks going on, and I know it for sure, okay? So I started feeling this like yesterday. I was like, okay, like I started seeing messages, okay? And like I see messages, I don't need to click on the reading and listen to the hour-long reading to know, but like occasionally I will, depending on who the reader is, what the title says, you know, things like that. And yesterday I started seeing things about like, hey, yo, the person that like attacked you and did like dead on to what I've been going through, okay? And I'm like, all right, gonna click on that, see what's going on. And then today I get two more of them, and from two different people. Ears ringing right now, okay? It was like, this person's gonna try it again. And then over here there was like, hey, this person's like gone insane, be careful. So I started being on high alert, realizing like, okay, something's going on. Somebody is once again trying to do something, because why not? They like to do that, I guess. I also saw something from Blue Bodhi not too long ago. I shared her on the Divine Essentials channel, like community board. You go to the Divine Essentials YouTube channel, and you'll be on the main thing, and you scroll the little thing there that's like videos, new, whatever. Like they say a few different things, like playlist, community board will show you all the posts that I've made for the channel. It shouldn't be too far back. I shared Blue Bodhi, and she's talking about something that's been going on that I know is going on. I've seen it, I've experienced it, I've watched it happen, I felt it, but I didn't know what it was. I didn't have words to put to it. But it's like people are trying to steal other people's like fortune, trying to steal other people's karma, trying to like intervene and experiment around and do some fucked up shit, so that like the love that you're getting, or the abundance that you're getting, or the blessings that you have, you know, get derailed. Or like the love relationship that you are, you know, connected to, if they're jealous of that, they just sabotage it. They make the both of you like get all confused and do all these stupid things and feel these stupid ways and think these things and like attack each other, instead of realizing, oh, it's not here. And I've seen this reoccurring theme with so many people, their family members. Like, I'm at odds with my dad all the time, and I'm like, why does this keep happening? And I know it's because of an attack, and I keep trying to get him to do certain things, but like, again, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. 11:27, okay? So like, I tell him what he can do. He sees things shifting in me, and that's the only thing we can do. We gotta dive in, we gotta jump in, and we gotta take the changes. We gotta trust ourselves and know and listen to our inner guidance. Like, at the end of the day, we are responsible for us. Yes, like, we can be a victim when people attack us, but we can also be aware of when the attack is there, and we can be like aware of how we respond to it. So tonight, the 8th, 8 p.m., I scheduled my event. 777 was yesterday, so I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it on the 8th, and we're going to still be in that 7-7 portal energy. It's going to be great, okay? Now, apparently, I think what happened, I think this is what happened, because this happens with Facebook. When I make a Facebook event, okay, for an in-person place, sometimes the date and the time, like I'll click on those things, and then when I publish it, I notice it's not right. Okay, it just happened the other day. I was screen recording to show the members of my membership how I was making a Facebook group and how I was scheduling events within that group and setting that all up to do the $50 event that's coming up for the MUNAY Key Rights. So setting all that up, and I showed them that, and then the next day I went to show somebody else my upcoming events, and I saw it had changed from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. It's fine because nobody's in the group, nobody even really knows it yet, and it's an online event, and I have time to be like, hey, no guys, that wasn't that, and I don't think anybody even seen it yet, okay? But it was like it changed, okay? Now tonight, I went out to the all right, I sped cleaned this house. I'm like putting laundry up and doing this and vacuuming, and I blew a fuse, and this is going and that's going. I got my little diffusers going and blowing the smoke, and I'm out in the yard, and I'm boom 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 with the rugs and sweeping and doing all the things and getting all the laundry all like organized over here out of everybody's eyes. And I changed the ruggy things, and I did a lot of stuff. Okay, I was running around like a maniac. I had the Reiki thing. Even in the backyard, boom, 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 hit the rugs, spraying things with the hose. I went full force, okay? I was prepared for people. 2 people had signed up for the event at 8 p.m. on the 8th, okay? And I asked my dad at 7:40, I'm like, what time is it? And I'm thinking it's like 7:10, 7:20. He's like, 7:40. I'm like, oh my God. So I gathered all my things. I brought out the cards that I wanted to bring out, which I have right here, which, again, sync up with all of this stuff. And then I brought out the runes because I've been being pushed to use the runes. Now, specifically, in this thing right here, okay, we got the Farewell to the Moon, and we got the Time and Tide with Ocean Rituals. This thing here says right into it, the warm waters of the tidal pool make them mermaidly goddess pools of healing right on the seashore, the amniotic fluid of the rebirth for you to be freed from. Or you may want to create a castle or mandalas or sculptures near the tide line. We can shape into the sand itself an energy field of tiny sparkling crystals, representation of what we want, which we wish to see taken away and cleared, or what we wish to see the Sea Mother to take into her cauldron and help you manifest. It may be time to work with generic runes, which have a great history of being drawn into the sand as messages to greet the sea beings of all kinds. What is most important is that you act, okay? So I'm going to take action, and I'm doing that right now. And it's like, oh my God, okay? So I could have let what happened tonight keep me from taking action, okay? And I did in one sense, but not in the other sense. I'm taking action on what I feel needs to be done. Now, another card that came out earlier was about experiments. And it was like, you know, this dark energy. And then there was another one about timeout, like be on your own, okay? So now I cleaned up everything, 7:40. I run out there. I asked my dad to start the fire, okay? He starts the fire. I'm getting everything. I go out there. I set up all the chairs. I wipe all the bird poop off the chairs, okay? There shouldn't have been the amount of bird poop on these chairs because I had literally just done this not that long ago. It's not like birds are like, hey, there's a chair, let me poop on it. And I aimed for just this section, okay? That is a sign of some stuff, okay? That's outside shit. When you're cleaning your house every day and it won't stay clean, when you get clutter coming up all the motherfucking time, when you feel tired, you get that pain in your back, when excess energy is around and it's like there's this illusion and things keep getting messed up, that's the signs of there's an attack, okay? Now, I go out there at 8 o'clock, I'm there, boop, 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 nobody shows up. Nobody shows up. I stayed out there till over 8:30. Okay, I had the music going, I had the dolphin going, I had my little box out there on the chair arm, I had put out blankets on all the chairs, not all the chairs, but most of the chairs, I cleaned off the chairs, got it all set up, everything's great. Nobody came. Then, I finally come in, I go up here, I get my food and all of that, and I come upstairs, and then at 9:12, I get a message, actually, I get a phone call, and the phone call is a guy's name. It was like blank blank guy's name, I can't remember, it was like Sean or Chris, or it's not, just a guy's name, okay, it was a guy's name. And it was a weird one that I don't recognize, but it was a Plymouth number. And I was like, I'm not going to answer that. It's 9:12. This is an hour and 15 minutes after my event. So I'm not thinking it's connected to the event. But then I get a text. Hey, I'm in your yard. I'm at the fire. Ba-ba-da-boop-a-bop. And I was like, what? So I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Now, I think this is a guy. I think this is a guy in my yard in the dark at night by himself. And I'm by myself because my dad went to bed. So I was like, I'm so sorry. The event, it started at 8, okay? It started at 8. And I'm like, the event was at 8, nobody showed up, so I came back in. I'm really sorry, I just got up here with my dinner, which, you know, and they were like, oh my god, I thought it was at 9, right? They have a screenshot of the thing saying 9. I go into the event and it says 8 p.m. And I had put out a few times, I'm like, the 8th at 8 p.m. Even Jenny knew it was the 8th at 8 p.m. and she wasn't coming, okay? But like, she knew, because she's like, I saw that. I saw the 8th at 8 p.m. And that's how I am, okay? 11:33. I do things on purpose, okay? And here's another 33. I do things on purpose. Everything I do is on purpose, like when it comes to that stuff. But I have been getting more messages about, be very clear. I think the reason there was a discrepancy is because in the description I wrote, hey guys, ba-boop-a-bop, the 777 portal is coming up now. For some reason, in my book, I had the full moon down as on the 7th as well. You guys know that. I ended up changing. I ended up going live on Monday instead of Friday this week. But we still had the 7-7 portal, so I didn't fix all of the like description right away on that event. But neither here nor there. What it had said was, I'm going to go live on Divine Essentials channel at 9 p.m. for the full moon event before I do this event on the 8th at 8 p.m. But that person that came tonight saw 9 p.m. And they had 9 p.m. And I think what happened is when I first published that event, it may have been at 9 p.m. and I edited it. So if they were right there when I published it and they saw it, like right as soon as I posted it, they could have seen the 9 p.m. thing. Because sometimes Facebook doesn't like refresh right away. When you change settings, sometimes it changes it back automatically. Like I tried to use the event for tonight to reschedule it because I'm going to do it on the 15th at 8 p.m. I was like, can you come back next week? You can come for free. I'm so sorry. Because when we were messaging, I find out that this is a girl I know that back in October, she had messaged me and I did a reset on my phone. And when I did the reset, I lost her number and I don't know how to get her number back. I don't know how to like, and illusion shit, okay? My brain, like, I could have just gone on to fucking Facebook and had been like, hey, Sheena, how are you doing? But like, those things were not working for me. My brain was not working for me. And this is what happens, is like everything shuts down and we become like, oh no. Because when these attacks come in, they take you down and they mess with you hardcore. And I know many people are under this, okay? This says, appreciate and enjoy the lunar light and cycles. Now this is like, it is natural as breathing out and in to sink, and we need to do nothing but live. Yet you are now being called to live in deeper partnership with the cycle of the lunar sea, so that the magic of your life becomes fuller, deeper, richer, so that you live in more ease and flow, courage and gratitude. This is page 77, okay? All these things are taught by the simple observation of walking, swimming, dwelling, so that you live with more ease, flow, courage, and gratitude. Like the moon, you shine and you dim. You grow and you shrink. All of these things are taught by the simple observation of walking, swimming, dwelling by the oceanic magic moonlight. If we learn to yield and capitulate, set the tone, lead, and allow another to take control at times, all will be well. This dance is echoed in the varying shapes of the moon as she yields the darkness, then grows into brightness each month as women bleed their oceanic bloods each lunar month. 13 months, okay? It was 11/11 when I looked, but when I started this, it was 11/13. We just had 11:33, 33. 13 is a divine feminine frequency number, okay? And it says, observe the moon and under her light, withdraw with her darkening, know what her phase was at the moment that you first drew breath, which the moment I first drew breath is right there. This is a necklace that someone got for me that has the moon on it. I was born on a Friday, and it was almost a full moon. But that is my thingy, okay? But this says, know the phase, the moment that you first drew your breath. It need not be complex. The simple connection will change you so that your true essence can come forth and be known by the world. I can't remember where I said it, but last week I said to everybody, I was like, hey guys, I think it was on the time one, okay? Like the one right before this one. I was like, pay attention to the moon cycles because like you're going to be tired sometimes. You're going to be energized sometimes. It doesn't matter if you're a man or woman. That still is there. We are made up of water. The event that I was going to do tonight was Mama Kocha and Mama Kia. Mama Kocha is the healer of waters. Mama Kia is the goddess of the moon. And it was all talking about, like in the event description, about Dr. Emoto and the vibrations and the frequencies of love and hate. When you write the word love on rice and you write the word hate on rice, the hate one becomes moldy and disgusting very quick, but the love one looks like brand new. When you do this on plants, the hate one will wither and die. The love one will flourish and grow. When you do this with water samples, which is what he did, and he flash froze the water, he had different stimuli for these experiments, okay? And again, experiment came out many times today from that deck. And the experiment card is not like a pretty card in this deck. It's like manipulation, outside, bullshit. So, but the last card I got was heaviness lifts, burdens are cast away, weightlessness, okay? So I'm still going to be working with Mama Kocha and Mama Kia, but I'm going to be much more intentional about it, much more clear about it, and I'm not going to, layer things into the event description, and everything I put out there from now on, I'm going to be very much more clear of, not only is this going to support me, this is going to support the members of my memberships, where I can tell them, be very clear in what you're doing, don't put multiple times in the thing, like, and I talked about this in the video I did the other night live for them. I shared it on the Be Creative You channel for free for people to get an example of that hour-long live for the membership, where I was like, when you're doing these things, you can make funnels. And a funnel is like, hey, do you want to upsell? So we get the one thing done, and then we go to the next thing. We don't want to plug them all into the same place because people get confused. They don't know. People just need one call to action, and once they're in, then you can, get them to do other things at another time. But let's be clear and concise, because there's so many distractions in this world, and there's so much stuff going on all the time. Like for me, I do a lot of stuff. So there's a girl in my membership the other day. She was like, hey, I want to sign up to this thing. And I'm like, you're already in it, But that tells me that my marketing isn't clear enough. That what I'm doing isn't clear enough. So I need to streamline things and get very clear about things. But I'm learning as I go. And also, I want to be authentic in who I am. This is who I am. And I have to do it the way that I do it to the best of my ability, but being open to grow, being open to mentorship, being I need a mentor, you need a mentor, we all need mentors. So I keep learning from other people. I just downloaded another thing tonight from somebody that I know is going to help me very much with things. But you need to keep doing that when you're growing in all senses. So rapid development, excellence, and success. Having the awareness of these things, doing the work of this stuff, jumping in, diving in will not only change your life, it will change the lives of others. Look at a guide, a mentor, a trustworthy ally. We need to be allying up with others that can help us. And sometimes we can mentor each other, but we still want somebody that is a little bit ahead of us to be guiding us as we go on our path. Now let me find the experiments card here. I kept pulling it, and I was like, oh God. Yeah, well, the unseen was one too, and it says too much is hidden from you. Now, I'm aware of this, okay? So the awareness is the thing. It's now we need to make it be known. And then this is the Selkie in her skin, reclaiming your authenticity. Selkies are they're like sirens in the sense of they're these sea women. But what it is said is that they take off their Selkie suit, which is one of these things, and they can go roll around. But if someone steals their Selkie suit, then they're left out, they can't go back to the sea or something. I think that's the story for them. I haven't read that one in that deck, but I have read it somewhere else about the Selkies. And the sirens are also, I did a siren activation for free on the Instagram Divine Essential when I was doing the 30 days of activations. I did one with the sirens for, connecting with them and their beauty and all of that stuff. And their story, too, was they were cursed by somebody, and their song used to lure men to them, where they would, kill them. But then somebody broke the curse by, he, tied himself to the front of a boat, and he was I passed them without he wanted to go to them because he could hear their song, but he couldn't go to them because he was tied to the boat, so he broke that, and then they all killed themselves. But still, these are just stories, but it tells you of the manipulation and the experiments and things that have happened and still happen. If you put love and hate on water, or you introduce heavy metal or just screaming music to water, and then you flash freeze it and look at a microscope, it looks like polluted water when you compare it to polluted and that thing. But if you do love or gratitude or compassion or I love you, it looks like snowflakes. They're beautiful. Okay? Now you're made up of water, and the ocean is our water, and there's so much ocean. Okay, 85% of the ocean to the 15%, or it's the same thing as our mind, and it's our subconscious mind and our conscious mind. Our subconscious mind dictates 85% of what we do and what action we take, how we feel within, and whatever has been programmed in there by the outside shit. Which again, another synchronicity. Tonight I saw a thing about when you think about a broadcast, someone's casting a line. When you think about a news anchor, they're anchoring their shit because they're trying to get you. They're programming you with these things. When you think about going into our money system, it's all of this shit tied to the pirates, okay? It really is. And it's like piracy was taken out of the sea and into the court and into the banks. It's like a bank, a water bank. You know, the water bank holds the water, but a bank holds the assets, which when you liquidate your assets, you're turning it into a cash flow. You know what I mean? There's so many terminology within court, within money, within the banks, within the news system. It's like the people who were pirates, they basically just, you know, took their piracy off there. And that's why there's those international banks that get away with so much shit. A lot of what they do is illegal, but the terminology is there, and words hold a lot of power. I keep having people come to me and they're like, oh my god, when you cast a spell over your life by spelling words or speaking words or whatever, you know, things start to happen. But other people can do that too. So we need awareness, contemplation, solitude, and time alone when these things are happening. Okay, so 11:44 on the 8th. All right. Earlier today, again, the cart was 888 on the end of the speedometer. And again, 8th at 8 p.m. I saw so many 8s. I know the abundance is here, which I keep, and this is card 18, okay? More synchronicity. The abundance is here, which I've been saying instead of the abundance is coming. And it is here. Like, I've been having all these orders, all these good things happening, everything's turning around. Here's some more 888 for my Flame of Love candle that I had out last night. I did a 777 activation on Instagram as well for free. It's there. You can watch it at any time to activate that energy. But again, so all right, this person, they come here, they call, then they text, and then I find out who it is, and they go home. Okay, like I didn't even go out there. Like it was so late, and I thought they were a guy at first. And like, my dad's in bed. I'm alone. I don't want to go out there to just some random dude, especially because like lately I'm like, oh, sexy siren. Like there could be a murderer out there ready to just kill me by myself out of fire. So I was practicing being safe because I had already had a few things. Like red flags today, different readers, things that I saw was like the person that tried to steal from you is going to try again. Person is crazy, watch out. Like those things I take seriously because anytime they show me that shit and I ignore that shit, I pay for that shit. So we need to pay for that shit. 3223 as I looked. That's the first time I looked and I saw it. The experiments card is number 33. Okay. The person that I need to get out of my life before, when I was like not sure and I kept debating, I said, show me 33 if I need to get rid of this person. They showed me 33 so many fucking times. 33. Freedom is yours. 33. Experiments, manipulation of nature, forcing change, cruelty in the pursuit of knowledge, and arrogance, okay? Like I said, with the blue Bodhi thing, there's people out there trying to steal other people's karma. There's other people who don't give a shit. They don't see anything wrong with the way that they behave. They're too manipulative. They're too jealous. They're too, like, bleh. They got those demons up in them that makes them act a certain way. Even if they're not at a cauldron, their thoughts of hate, their projection of whatever will harm you if it gets in. So we need to be aware. So tonight, right? Nobody showed up at 8 p.m. I was like, whatever. I even said to Jenny, I was like, whatever. I'm going to record for Alcyon Light Healing and it'll be fine. Like, I'm going to do the activation and stuff. I'm going to do something on my own. So I'm taking action, changing lives. I'm doing everything. I told that woman who I had connected with back in around October time when the eclipse happened, when my house had that thing open up and so many weird things were happening and all these little spirits were popping up and there was like things flying into me and all this craziness was going on. That was the height, or that was like when the big attack started, okay? That's when things got real bad. That's when my feet started having holes popping open on them. That's when I was sleeping in front of the mirror, not realizing my feet were right in front of the mirror. Like, so many things, guys. I'm not crazy. I know I'm not crazy. And I know you know I'm not, or you wouldn't fucking be here. But right now, the way, like, alright, at the eclipse, was the darkness came in. And that darkness came in and it got in. And it hurt a lot of us. And some of us are still secluded. And some of us are still under the darkness. And some of us still feel like a victim. Some of us are now rising out of it. I just saw somebody close to me go through, like, this big, huge thing, alright? They didn't tell me what was going on. They didn't tell me what was going on. They were trying to hide it. Like, and ignore it, you know. It's not that they were trying to hide it from me, but they were trying to, like, oh, I'm just gonna, like, manifest a new timeline where this doesn't exist, because it was a bad motherfucking thing, and it was really bad, okay? So finally, they're like, I think reality hit them that they're like, I can't just ignore this. I gotta say something. So they tell me, and I'm like, Dad, what the fuck? So I'm like, right? All these things, synchronicity, synchronicity, oh my god, right? So then, like, I send something, and they're like, oh, wow, this thing, right? The name of the thing that they sent back in response to the thing I had sent them to, like, help them, like, get some extra money. Um, the other one was named Bridget, right? And then the next day, they ended up getting, like, a bridge loan. And it was, like, synchronicity. And they're like, oh my god. So they had gone from, like, literally supposed to be losing their house on the 25th. Like, just lose their house, have nowhere to go. They were freaking out. They saw a homeless person, and that was like, whoa. And they'd been seeing a lot of signs connected to things about, like, different things like moving and stuff like that. And like slowing down and clearing the clutter, which is another card that kept coming out, and it was like clear the clutter, clear the clutter, clear the clutter. That one came out a little while ago in here, and it was like, and they've been doing that. And it's like, settle down, get yourself together, see the things that are unseen, get back to the present moment, cleanse, like, throw shit out, okay? Like, so your rapid advancements can come. So now they're doing that, right? Now they went from having, like, this horrible circumstance to getting this other circumstance that's going to fix that thing. So now what was looming over them goes away. They're not going to lose their house whatsoever. And they're actually going to be in a much better position that is now going to be lucrative for them, because the way that we've been able to work it and, like, all these things, there's going to be benefits that come out of that for others too. And so it was like, and they saw it. They were like, oh my god, because their life changed in a day. Okay? It was overnight, their life changed. And all they needed to do was say something, be vulnerable, express their authentic, like, moment of what's going on, and also realize that there is help here. Like, I can't fix your house situation, but what I could do was console them and let them know that, like, you're not gonna be homeless, dude. Like, if it gets to that point, you come stay here for a little while. Like, I know them enough to know that they wouldn't just come, like, land here and expect me to, like, pay for them and pay their way and do all that stuff. They would contribute, they would do what they need to do, and they wouldn't overstay their welcome. You know what I mean? They would come, get their shit right, and go figure it out. But me giving that, like, if that were to be the case, you have somewhere to go, and even just, like, including, like, you don't have to worry about losing your cats, man. Like, it's be fine. Like, I even, like, laid out, like, my dad can come into that room, you can just go into the basement for a little while, it'll be fine, don't worry about it, I'll figure it out. Like, it's not the end of the world. And that released the stress and the pressure, and that released the resistance that was happening for them, because they were in fear, they were in doubt, there was scarcity mindset. Oh my god, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna lose everything. Thinking about all the people that they've seen go through it and what happened to them. Like, they didn't get any of their stuff. They only got so much of their stuff, and they lost everything. And I know, because I've been through it. I've lost a house. I've been through foreclosure shit, and I've fought in the bank. I mean, I fought in the court and did all these things. And even in that circumstance, I was very blessed beyond what should have been, because I got to live in that house for a whole year for free, based off the fact that the court, the judge, like, the circumstances were really odd circumstances. So I felt like the judge knew that, like, it wasn't my fault what was happening, but I was being screwed in the fact of what was happening. So she took a whole year before she gave her, like, ruling on it. And then when she gave her ruling, after a year of me living in that house for free that whole time, she gave us, like, another, like, 90 days to get our shit together. And I could have appealed that and stayed longer if we wanted to, but when he got out of jail, he was like, hey, we're gonna go live in the basement at my mom's house, because I don't have to pay any rent, I don't have to do anything. We could have gotten that house to stay in and pay the mortgage and all of that if he was just not a loser. But he was. So, anyways, those are the types of things that can flip around and change very quickly, very rapidly, by the way that you're looking at the circumstances and by protecting yourself. So not only, like, will be flipping up the mindset on that, she's releasing her fear and her stress, and she knows, like, okay, worst case, like, I'm not going to be homeless. I don't have to worry about my cats being homeless. I don't have to, like, give them away. Like, I'm safe. Somebody cares about me. Somebody cares. Somebody's going to help me. And that opened up the doorway for more people that were caring and knew what to do and how to help, and then made the circumstances even better. So now they're going to be in a position to fix things that were broken. So now they can, turn that into an investment situation that's going to be lucrative. I know it is. They know it is. And a lot of people are going to benefit from that, okay? So these are the things that we can do. And So tonight, the person comes, they leave, boop, 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 boop. The other person never showed up. I went and looked again just to make sure, and it's like 8 p.m. I showed them. I'm like, look, it says 8 p.m. And she sent back the 9 p.m. thing, and I'm like, this is so weird. And the fact that the person's name came back as a guy, and I was like, I know this sounds funny, right? And I'm talking to them at this point, like, I think it's a guy out there. And I was like, this may sound really weird, like, you know, whatever. But, like, there's been an illusion thing going on. There's been an attack on me for a while. Like, I lost everything that I have. Like, everything that was working for me just broke. None of my stuff was working. Like, literally not working. People would message me and be like, I've been trying to buy this deck from you on Etsy. It keeps failing. I don't control Etsy's money thing. Etsy controls that part. So it should never be breaking. And if it does break, it shouldn't be breaking that many times for one person. I had to give them another way to buy the deck. But that tells me that something's off in the energy, right? Because that happened with Snipfeed. Somebody was trying to buy something I put out on Snipfeed and it was broken. It wouldn't work for them. But it's like, I set it up right. It's all connected. I've been paid from Snipfeed before. But it was like, it broke. Same thing with the other thing. And this is around the same time of each other. They're not like months apart. They're happening at the same time. And then on my website, there was no orders coming in. Everything was just broken, okay? I was broken. My feet were broken. My energy was broken. My mind was broken. I couldn't even think straight. I couldn't even, like, think to be like, hey, maybe this is an attack. Or, like, all the stuff that's happening to you. Like, I was just so lost in it. And I've seen other people lost in it. And I'm now that I'm out of it, I'm like, hey, let me help you. But I also am aware that, like, me doing that event tonight wasn't meant to happen. Somebody may have attacked it, and that may be why it wasn't meant to happen. Because not only did that person think it was at 9 p.m., somebody else was like, is this on the 9th? So, obviously, there was something over that was causing an illusion. For the sense of somebody thought it was at the 9th instead of 9 p.m. on the 8th. Somebody else thought it was 9 p.m. on the 8th. And the whole time, it was the 8th at 8 p.m., the day after the 777 thing. So there should have never been a 9 mixed up in there. And the fact that they got a screenshot of the 9 p.m. when I can see the event was set for 8 p.m. is so weird to me. Because I've never started, I always ended my events at 9 p.m. Like, on in-person stuff. Online, I start them at 9 p.m. But, like, around here, when I did all my things at other people's centers, I would start at 7 or 8. I never did 9 p.m. I was always done by, like, 9, maybe 10 at the latest. But that's because, like, you know, I would do them on weekends and weeknights. But our people, like, it's not like a midnight party, man. It's like, we're empaths. We go to bed by 9 or 10 or 11 or whatever. It's like, we got to recharge. We like that. Of course, if we get out there at 8 p.m., we're still chatting at 12. That happens. But I've never scheduled anything for that, so it was just really weird. And then for me to notice the other thing that was, like, rescheduling itself to another time, I need to be hyper aware of this because people will attack you in many ways. They'll cause illusions so that your most authentic self, which is a fucking perfectionist, like, type of person, right? Like, I won't send out a candle that has a wick in the wrong spot. I won't like, settle for, like, oh, that thing's peeling off. Like, I can't do that. So I don't do that. And I'm very mindful of what my business is. Yes, there might be a typo sometimes. Yes, I may screw up sometimes. But, like, I'm not like that on the regular. So the fact that that started happening so much tells me that it's outside shit. And we want to allow ourselves to be receptive and receive. We got to allow ourselves to give. But, like, we need to be mindful of who is in our sisterhood. Whose energy are we receiving? And what are we doing? So friendship, allies, compatible souls, loyalty, joy, delight. Like, keep going. Be feeling your endurance to keep going. Get the guide, get the mentor, get the help. And know that the unseen will become seen when we heal, when we grow, when we declutter, when we do the stuff that we need to do, when we listen to that inner call, psychic images, clairvoyance, seeing, out-of-body travel. Like, there's so many things that the person that, like, I finally realized what was part of, like, what was going wrong in my life. There's so many things that they had said to me that I should have been like, oh, but I didn't. And the fact that, like, I removed them and I blocked them, and now I'm literally getting, like, the person you blocked, boop, is like, okay, so, like, I'm sorry that the circumstances are that way. I never did anything to them. I always looked the other way when there was things done, and I was like, whatever, like, I can't I tried to like dismiss it, but like that is harmful to me. We can't do that. We can't play small. We can't just bat an eye like, oh, it's okay that you lie or steal or hate or whatever, or get jealous or get triggered. Like and you can't deny these things because you feel these things. So if you deny that, that's on you. You know what I mean? Like if you feel that about somebody and you keep pushing it away, and I know many of you have dealt with this, and I know many of you are dealing with this, and you may not see it at this moment. You may not realize that someone is doing it, but life is speeding up, and if you want, you've got to learn from the past. So I'm learning from the past. I'm clearing out the clutter, okay? Elephant, again, we had 8 elephants the other night. Elephant has been coming out like fucking crazy, man. And it's like, learn from the past, clear out the clutter. Slow and steady wins the race. Nothing is a rush. So that girl that came tonight, we had tried to connect back around the time of the eclipse. I did a reset on my phone and lost her number. My brain wasn't working. Didn't bop. She came tonight. I wasn't out there. I thought it was a man. And then finally I'm like, oh my God, is this Sheena? Oh yeah. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was like, can you come next weekend for free? So she gets to come for free next weekend. I'm definitely going to record it out there. I'm going to do like live things too with you guys. I'm going to be doing the other stuff. But I need to set motherfucking healthy boundaries energetically, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, relationally, always. Because I see clearly now, and you see clearly now that this message has come out. Open to the infinite possibility and knowing that freedom is yours. So these are the cards here, okay? So I'm like, we've got the freaking horse. Again, the white horse. The white horse has been coming out for months now. Okay, the white horse is connected to the divine masculine energy a lot, and so is the lion. And the whale. And the wolf, okay? These cards, man, the other day there was a rabbit in my driveway, and I thought it was dead. Another illusion, okay? But its head was sticking up. It was like, and its body was like in like a, you know, like when you have a dirt driveway, there's like a little dent sometimes. Its body was in the dent, and it was laying on its side, and just its head was up. And I was like, oh my God. Like, I thought it got run over. It was still half alive. I was like, oh my God, no. And then as I get closer, it was like, boop, 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 and it just took off. And I'm like, but those are the types of things that are happening right now, okay? Then the other day, my dad sends me a picture of a moth. Beautiful moth. It was pink. It was like, oh my God, it's a fairy, okay? Then today, when I was cleaning, speed cleaning, because I'm waiting for people to come to my house, I was ready. I was doing it. It's not that I didn't show up for it. It's just that there was an illusion put over it. People thought it was on the 9th or at 9 p.m. when the whole time it was at the 8th at 8 p.m. The fact that Jenny knew that is like back up for me, because Jenny doesn't always pay attention to things. So the fact that she knew it was at the 8th at 8 p.m. is like, okay, I'm not crazy. Like, I literally put that out there, all right? And here's the owl again. I see clearly. And we just had the buck moon. Here's our buck, okay? And the bee, baby. The bee has been showing up since when? You know? Like, since I realized there was another fucking hornet in the nest, and I had to be the queen bee, and I had to get rid of those things. Here is the crow, and here is the swan, who came out last night. So, the first one I'm going to do for you is the one here. Oh, not you. Not you. Oh, good. I had too many. So, the horse, I'm going to do the horse, which is M. It's not M, but it's a Iwas. Teamwork, trust, harmony, marriage, loyalty, okay? We need to trust ourselves right now. We need to trust ourselves so we can have harmony and loyalty and the right people showing up for teamwork, so we can trust these people and we can have loyalty with these people who has been loyal to you, who has been good to you, and maybe they weren't loyal to you because maybe manipulation happened, maybe there's been attack. This is a recurring thing I've seen with twin flames. Like, I talked to someone tonight. Look, watch your words. Don't speak these things over your life, but be aware of these things. So, like, there has been attacks on twins. There has been someone tonight I talked to. We've got to reclaim our power because somebody was doing something, like, to all of us, okay? There's forces out there that don't want those who are divine to be in their power, in their light. We have to be careful, and we have to reclaim our power. 44, okay? We also want to claim our independence. We're not dependent on anybody. We don't need anybody. We don't need our twin flame to be good, okay? Love is all around us. Everything we need is here, and we are never truly alone, all right? But we do need to reclaim our power. We need to see clearly, and we need to be here in the now, in the present, and get rid of, like, you know, learn from the past and set healthy boundaries so that things can't repeat. But be loyal to what you love. If you still love somebody, know that like sometimes things happen and it's not that they were doing it, it was outside interference, but they may have been influenced by those outside interference. We can give people a chance to show us like they're not that person or that they didn't do things intentionally, but you need to call that on your own. You need to know, and other people need to know that about themselves. Okay, so turn knowledge into wisdom. We learn by going through these things. We believe in ourselves. We deal with life speeding up. We be here now in this present moment, clearing out the clutter, learning from the past, watching what we speak, acting as if we have what we want, knowing that we are never alone, but we get to think on our feet so that we don't end up getting played, so that we don't end up getting hurt, so that we don't end up losing the things that we want, or that we don't sabotage things under the guise of other stuff. And I really feel like there's been a lot of illusion, a lot like I'm in this shit, man. Like, I'm very intuitive. I get the signs and all of these things, but I was not seeing them. I was so lost under the darkness. And like, I talked to someone tonight, 2020. She's like, it's like my life stopped when this thing happened. And now those things are getting cleared up because she's decluttering her house. She's cleaning things up. She's changing the energy. And there is chi energy within your home. There's chi energy in everything. If you've got a big mess somewhere, that's going to be in your subconscious representing what's going on inside of you. When I clean up this room and everything's nice in here, that's when I can record. That's when I can feel good about it. When everything's organized, that's when I can do my work. Like, I feel good. So we have to make an active role in that. We've got to keep doing that. And we got to trust ourselves and get the right people around us. But know that sometimes the right people may have gotten lost under the illusions. Like that woman, Sheena, I don't think we were blocked from each other because she's a bad person. I think some sort of influence has been keeping those away from us that were going to help us to see, or that were going to give us something that was supportive and you know, balanced, or more harmonious. But when we're in a low vibration because of what's happening, our vibrations won't be able to mix or mesh. And when somebody's doing illusion work or spell work on you to cause people to see 9 p.m. instead of 8 p.m. or the 9th instead of the 8th or whatever the fuck is going on, and then when the person calls, and now mind you, I'm like, oh, I saw the guy's name and I thought you were a guy. They're like, what? And so I send a picture of the name of the missed call, and they're like, I don't even know who that is. So why would caller ID give a woman some guy's name that she doesn't know if there isn't some type of illusion? And this is the stuff I've been dealing with for a while. That's why I started feeling crazy, because I was seeing things that are not right, and it's like, this is weird. Like, this shouldn't happen. That should not happen. When she calls me, it should not say that. It should be like her name or her husband's name or whoever's name, but not some dude she don't know. So those things tell me something's in the energies doing something to make us see things a way that they're not. And it's causing other people to like point fingers at the wrong people, or think badly of the other people, or to do things that they normally wouldn't do, or to say things that they normally wouldn't say. And we have creation, wholeness, energetic burst, harmony, evolution. So the lion is helping us to burst out of this. Our freedom is here. We have everything we need to get out of this bullshit. And with the whale, it looks like an R. It's Reto. It says natural rhythms, journey, action, movement, right path. Okay, so we're on the right path. We're on that journey. We're naturally moving and evolving and growing. And earlier, that woman was like, it's all good. I'm going with the flow. And then I started thinking, one of those people I saw today, it was like Turning Tides Tarot. Turning Tides Tarot. Going with the flow. Mama Kocha, Mama Kia, the healer of waters, the goddess of the moon. Going in with the flow of the moon. Trusting the ebbs and the flows. Listening and taking in, and it was like, be very intentional about what you do. So I was like, I'm gonna do this again, you know, like I'm experimenting, but I'm not doing this in a negative way. Other people are trying to sabotage us. Other people are messing with our flows and our tides. Like I said, with that, look, the wave of power I just saw a few minutes ago, before I saw that one, which is like a rise up, right? A surge of power, upswing in energy, exhilarating movement. Now is the time for us to have that rapid development, that expansion, to see things that we were not seeing, to know things that we were not knowing. We are adjusting our energy field, and we're clearing out the bullshit. So where's that other one I wanted to show you? The things that have been unseen, the things that have been hidden, too much has been hidden, we're now seeing it. And get the right guide, be transparent, honest, authentic, genuine, and present in this moment. and know that your arrival, a journey is ending, an established building settled. I just said to the other person, I was like, I need to lay the foundation for this fair, and a bapa da boop da boop, and like these things that I'm doing in my life, and it's like I need to be very intentional, very clear about it. I also need to protect these things, but I also need other people's awareness on these things so they can help guide and protect and work together with me, so that like I'm not doing it all by myself. And that was one of the lessons that other person needed to learn. It's like, you don't need to do this all by yourself. Yes, we need to take time out. Yes, we need time alone in solitude to contemplate, but we need to have an awareness so that we can lay the foundation, then get with the right people to work with us, to heal, to keep going, to have the endurance to do what we need to do in all that we do. So, this was heaviness lifts, burdens are cast away, weightlessness, okay? These things are releasing. We are lifting up. The whales were there, and that was why it was very significant to me earlier when I saw it, because the whales are on it, and tonight was like, oh, we're going to connect with the Syrian dolphins and whales. We're going to ride this wave. We're going to, shift this energy. I talked about the energy with, Dr. Emoto and all of that. And where the hell is it? There's one specifically about, like, the wave, like riding the wave or whatever. But anyways, you guys know the synchronicity has been crazy. Oceanic spells and rituals, just like riding and being very intentional on what I'm going to do on the days that I do it, and being very intentional with the land, protecting, doing all the work that needs to be done. I don't know where the thing is. Maybe I left it over there because there was more cards over there, but sorry. I don't know. Anyways, the next one here for this was the wolf. Now the wolf has been crazy. I got the wolf over there. I got the wolf drum. So the wolf one, he's got the moon too, and he looks like that. I don't know how to say that, what that looks like, but it's protection, passion, male potency, defense, conflict. We need to defend ourselves. We need to anchor both the masculine and feminine energy, especially if you're not with somebody at this time that can be the other energy for you. You need to be both. You need to embody both. But trust and know that, like, you need to be receptive too, so that you can receive the masculine if you're the feminine. And if you're the masculine, you need to be active, and taking action and doing what needs to be done to be receptive and receiving of the feminine. Both needs to be able to do that within balance, okay? But then we got this guy here with the owl, and it's enlightenment, creativity, skill, offspring, learning. We're learning, we're becoming creative, we're fighting these things, we're not staying under them. And here's the buck, okay? And his looks like a Y with an extra thing. It says defense, again, another fucking defense. Courage, protection, independence, higher self. And I keep seeing this, like, we need to be independent on ourselves. We need to be, like, we don't want to be codependent, like, I need my twin flame, or my whole life stops, like, when my twin flame disappears, or whatever. We need to be in our power on our own and be embodied in both energies, but we also need to be, like defending each other and defending ourselves from each other when it's them doing something wrong, or whatever, but also realize, like, a lot of times maybe they're doing something wrong. We need to defend whatever's causing that. Like, I keep seeing it, like, with my dad and other people, and it's like, okay, they're not usually like this. Something's going on. Or when somebody flips up on you, so 180, it's like, that's usually not totally their interference. It's like, these things, I said this earlier, right? I'm like, people, like, they look for a loophole. They look for their way in. And as soon as I said that, I got the call that said the guy's name, and I was like, oh. And then I do that whole thing, and it was like, that's the loophole. That was the way. They got in there. They put an illusion over it. It kept me from seeing that person again. And I had felt bad when I lost their number. And, like, all that shit. This is Sacred Ocean Medicine. Clutter, declutter, choice. It is up to you to take that choice, to declutter this bullshit, to get rid of the heaviness, and to release these things. I've been cleaning like crazy. I've been clearing like crazy. And here's the B. So with the B, we know the sweet results. This was the last card that came out last night for the 777 thing, and it was like, sweet results await. The B is bringing us our blessings. And this looks like two, like, boop, boop, boops. So, fruition, balance, abundance, cycles and rhythms, harmony. Another cycle card. Another cycle card. Another cycle card. Miracles are happening. There was the cycles over here. I'm not sure. we have miracles. Have faith that your miracle is on its way. Your prayers have been answered. Surrender. How? Okay? We don't need to know how. But seek out a mentor or guide. Another one here. Take baby steps as you grow. Be willing to learn from others. You know, we got to learn from each other. We got to have patience as well. And it says, pause before you take action. Trust the divine timing is at work. Be patient and play while you wait. So, like, I was like, I don't know what to do, because they're like, take action. Bop-a-da-boop-a-da-boop. Like, I'm like, what is going on? We just need to get strategic. We need to get very intentional. We need to take action when the action strikes within us. Like, I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this video, 11/11, doing it, okay? Sharing this with you guys because somebody needs to know it. Someone needs this confirmation. I just got to click, okay? So action, it says, now is the perfect time to act. Take inspired action towards your dreams. Move forward with confidence. Then I go and I look at the little paper for Elsie and Lightning, because I honestly didn't know what the next topic was. And I was like, maybe I should see what that is. Synchronicity, guided by the spirits. And it's like, allow for expansion. Dive in. Change lives. This is how we change our lives, and this is how we change the lives of others, by taking these things and doing it and not worrying so much about what other people think or say or whatever. It's like, this is my authentic self. If you don't like it, I don't want you here. I don't want to put a fake version of me out there to appease other people. So, you know, we gotta do what makes sense for us. We gotta be very intentional. It says, be clear and decisive. Focus on what you really want and be bold with your request to the universe. So I've been asking for more help. I've been asking for more clarity so that I could see, like, these issues that are happening around me, so that I don't keep getting, like, you know, swept under this shit, and I keep sharing more with other people. And I'm like, I'm not going to hold back. I'm not going to be a smaller version of me. I'm also not going to put myself into positions that I don't feel safe in, like going out to that fire thinking that there's just some random dude out there. I don't know who you are. So ask for help, get more rest, nurture yourself, you know, and find an easier path forward. Surrender the outcome, release your expectations. Like, I don't have any expectations on anything, but that type of attack, right, with the illusion, the people thinking the 9th instead of the 9, and the 8, and the boop and all that bullshit, I could have let that been like, oh my god, and then just like gone ahead, or not said anything, or like let it get like, oh, and then I could have ran out there and been like, and I wouldn't have been in the right energy to channel for that person. And I don't think it's the right energy, because I just got done saying to someone else, I feel like I need to do a land blessing. I had said to the other person, and I will loop in the screen recording here, you can hear me saying like, bop boop da bop da boop, I think this is what's going on, and I need to do something without anybody here. And then a little while later, someone's here, and there's an illusion over it, and again, it's like somebody that was like kept from me earlier, and they're going through the same type of shit, and they get it, they understand, and patience is needed. Release the thing on it. You are safe. Fear is an illusion. Set strong boundaries, and do things energetically too. Like, it's not just like saying no to somebody. It's literally putting up that protection. It's being, you know, discerning. I just saw the discernment card here. You know, discerning the situation. Like, should I run out there and do this right now, or should I take action in another way? Where does my focus and attention need to be? We need to trust ourselves. It says, leap into the unknown, have faith, and move forward. Believe you will fly. Leap into the unknown. Take that action. And this is teamwork will give you better results. Find trustworthy people to partner with. Build up a talented support team. So I know that woman tonight, she's going to be fine. She's not going to hate me for that circumstance. She knows, okay? She knows what's been going on. She knows the circumstances now. I had literally said something to my dad earlier in the night. I'm like, oh, I feel bad because bop-a-da-boop-a-da-boop. And then, like, it dawned on me while I was talking to him, which is, again, a reason why we should talk to other people. I said this to my girls in the Seven Sisters today, because it's like when you talk to other people, sometimes you get those, like, aha moments of, like, this is really what I should have done, or this is what I should do, or this is what's going on. Like, when I talked to him, I'm like, I could have just fucking messaged her on Facebook, like, duh, Bridget. But it was one of those things. It was an illusion, and I couldn't see my way through. So, again, learn from the past. Keep seeing your way through. Keep saying, I can see clearly now. I see clearly now. I'm there. I already did. It's already good. Instead of like, I will, or soon, or later, blah, 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 boop. And then when things don't happen, trust that there's a reason for that. Take action. Like, now that I know that, when I take action, I'm going to clear shit. I'm going to protect shit. But, like, the bird shit all over the place. I literally said in the voice clip, boop, 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 there shouldn't be all that bird shit out there. That's, like, an attack. There's no reason for that to be happening. Like, I have plenty of things in my yard, and it's not covered in bird shit. But, like, out there where there's a circle, it's all covered in bird shit. That's weird to me, okay? So, this right here is another bird synchronicity. It looks like a little F thing. It says communication, insight, order, divine inspiration, true vision. So again, seeing the true vision, divine inspiration, realizing, putting the things together, having patience on stuff, not beating ourselves up to a pulp over what does and doesn't happen, letting it go with the flow, trusting that the right people are going to understand and the right people are going to show up, the right people are going to support you, okay? And you saw 10404. So we're getting a good foundation laid, and then we get the X marks the spot with the freaking schwan, and it says Gibo. Gifts, partnership, sacrifice, fair exchange, honor. And what did I just motherfucking say? People who are going to understand you, like a good partnership, sacrificing some things so for the betterment of other things. You know, I was like, come for free next week. Like, I promise, and I'm going to be more intentional. We're going to do, like, the rune thingy. We're going to listen to what the card said from tonight. I'm going to have all this time in between to, like, be very intentional about promoting. I'm not going to put it off till the last second to clean the house. Like, I'm going to keep up on that stuff because, like, that's not how things should be, you know? We should be on top of this stuff. When we start having stagnant laundry around, we start having stagnant clutter around, we start having little piles of shit adding up, it's like we don't want people to see that, then we need to clear that because obviously it's not feeling good to us if we feel like we need to change that for someone else to come in. So our home should always be a reflection of what we want to see or what we want others to see or how we want to represent ourselves because that's how we should be living. And then the last one, I believe, yeah, so the moth, okay? The moth. The moths have been here. There was a moth today when I was like being a crazy person, steam cleaning and do all these things. There was a moth with my dad the other day. Jenny sent me the moth meeting last night because the last night the moth came out in that reading. So the moth. The moth is about detaching, letting go, surrendering. So we want to take action, leap in, change lives, and do all that. But then we want to surrender and allow the results to come. But we also need to be diligent in, like, being aware of what we're expecting to come and being aware of, like, what will come when we're not those ways. So, like, if I'm not really, like, if I'm all willy-nilly about, like, oh, I'm just going to wait, I'm not going to protect, I'm not going to take action on the guidance the Spirit's telling me to do, then I should not beat up or get upset or be surprised when something goes wrong or something surprises us or something gets its little nasty ways in because we didn't take action or we procrastinated or we allowed things to build up in a way that just doesn't feel good to us and it causes us disharmony in our lives, in our space. So then, this one is Dagaz. It says a breakthrough, enlightenment, balance point, transformation, awakening. This is a whole new level of awakening, a whole new, like, thing coming in. Here's the rabbit, okay? The rabbit looks like a bee, baby. And it's Bracano, birth, sanctuary, life, change, fertility secrets, changing lives by doing this, by telling this, by sharing this, by putting this out there, by, like, confirming to other people, you're not crazy. This shit's real. This shit's out here. This says need, resistance, creative friction, effort, and delays, okay? So the Wolverine is here, and I almost didn't take him earlier because I was like, I don't feel like he belongs. And I don't think he belongs because of what he represents. I feel like this other stuff says this is what we're getting rid of. We're getting rid of the delays, and we're going to get rid of the resistance. But we have the creative friction going on with the things, and our efforts may get messed up. But how we respond to those efforts getting messed up is going to determine how much of an impact it has. Like, if I don't let it bother me, if I come back into my moment and I'm like, you're not gonna do what you did last time. You're not gonna get in this time. You're not gonna get away with it. You know, life's speeding up. My blessings are coming to me, and you're not gonna steal them from me. So now is a lucky time, and I'm gonna trust that all of those fucking things, I'm gonna put the end on my leaving my fucking life. And the Scarab Beetle says magic works through you. Be peaceful. Be magical. Let go of the things that don't serve you. Bring a gentle touch to things. Show by example. Lead by example. Slow and steady wins the race. Nothing needs to be a race, but when life is speeding up, sometimes we need to remember that it's okay that we're not running with it. We don't have to get everything done right now, but we need to be loyal to what we love. We got to turn the knowledge into wisdom, claim our independence, 13, and have playful inner child healing, good times, thinking on our feet, believing in ourselves, and knowing that we're laying a very solid foundation so that only good things can happen. I don't want to put somebody out there and facilitate when that type of energy is going on, that type of feeling is there. You know, oh look, and this is the trickster energy. I don't want that trickster energy doing something to somebody else in my web here. You know, I'm creating a space where it needs to be safe for people. And if I don't feel like it's a safe space, or there's illusions over to the point where I'm, like, seriously up here thinking it's some guy out there and I'm not sure, like, that's not good. I'm very intuitive. Usually I would just pick up, like, oh, is this, you know, like, no. Because of what was on it and the fact that they don't know who that is like, yeah. So we need to know, like, when something stinks. We got to be generous with our spirit, and we got to make our dreams real by weaving the web in a very particular way, clearing out the clutter that does not belong. Like, they get rid of the shit that's in there. Like, they eat their meal and then they toss it. They're not gonna like keep their web all messed up. So don't keep your house all messed up. Don't keep your thoughts all messed up. Don't keep the people that mess everything up in your life. And then the abundant universe will provide. So believe in yourself. Now, again, yesterday I said, like, I started checking those messages, taking the lead in my life with the stag, okay? And I went into the messages, and I trusted the great mystery to just guide me. And when I went in there, I saw some messages from people that, like, actually a few of them turned into sales. Somebody else yesterday ended up turning into a big sale that I wasn't expecting. So it's like, oh, okay, good things, right? But then there was something else that was even better, like, wrapped up within that. And it was like, I ended up talking to somebody that it was like just a very innocent boop-a-da-boop. They weren't doing anything like, hey, can you give me a free reading, or can you be like whatever, can you save me? Like, it was just like a innocent thing that unfolded, and it was natural, and I could tell, like, this wasn't something that was coming at me, like, this was something I needed to be there for. And then, like, the things that were said back and forth, it was like, oh my god. And then I was able to provide things to somebody that, like, I really feel like needed that in that moment. And then I saw a shift with them very quickly, and I was like, oh my god. And they, like, you know, their message had been there for months that I got to. There was many of those yesterday. There was so many people with all these messages from months ago, and I responded to them like, I'm sorry, you were in my other box, which is like a spam box, and I finally went through and cleared it out. So I did that, and I'm going to do that on the other ones. I'm going to do that with the emails. Like, I know, like, I'm going to get it done because I've already started it, and I'm in the flow of it, and it's like, oh wow, this feels really good to respond to these people. And it's like, and it's turning into good things. It's like, oh, this person bought something. Oh, this person no longer feels like how they felt, which was really not a good way to be feeling. And they're, like, inspired again. They're making changes in their life, and I know it's going to help heal them. And, like, the other person that went from losing their house to now, like, turning their house into, like, a money-making situation. Those are really good things. And it comes from taking the action, from trusting the mystery, seeing the bigger picture, knowing that, like, now's a lucky time. And like, the beginner mind thing, I'm also learning too, because, like, I'm revamping everything, I'm rebirthing everything, I'm awakening everything, and I'm seeing all these new things, and my awareness is back, my abilities are back, I'm all these ideas and all of that, and now I've got all these new people coming into the membership, and, like, even the way I'm looking at that is like, I want, and I know it's helping them, because it's like, look, I'm at my brand new spot too. Like, maybe I have an advantage because I've got all these followers in other places, but this is a brand new thing. So you're going to see me evolve with it. You're going to see me make mistakes. You're going to see me do what I need to do. You're going to see me revamp stuff. You're going to see me rebrand stuff. You're going to see the whole process, so that, like, you know what to do with your process. And we don't need to be a billion steps ahead of anybody to guide them. But we still need someone ahead of us guiding us. So I've been reaching out and finding other people that are like that. Plus, we want to surround ourselves with people that are either on the same level as us or right around us. Some above, some right here, you know. So it's like, I can help you, and then, like, as you grow, you're going to help me, and vice versa. And you know what I mean? So it's like, we need to have that, and we need to let spirit be the guide on that, and we need to not feel a certain way. Like, sometimes people get offended that, like, you're ahead of them, or sometimes people get, like, mad or whatever. But it's like, you don't get anywhere doing that. That's why you're like where you are. That's why you're not changing or shifting things, because you're not allowing it. So purifying the body, purifying the mind, enjoy clear hearing, you know, hear spirit, calm your mind, body, soul, strengthen your body, discover where your sparkle is, shine your light, take the action, revitalize your nervous system if you haven't been feeling good, and experience the peace and calm of the surrender into knowing that you can have a good time. I was just laughing at myself earlier in the kitchen because of something, and rejuvenate your body, that I had said to Jenny, and then I, like, realized, like, how silly it sounded, and, like, what the hell, like, I'm like, how is this even possible? But it was like, I'm just laughing, like, and then I'm like, my dad walked in, and I'm like, I'm just laughing at myself, and he's like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on? But I know we're attracting abundance. The gold is here. The high vibrations are here. We're creating a balanced life. We are lightening up. We're coming out of the dark. We've got to be persistent about it, though, because there is darkness out there that will keep trying to pull us back in. So nourish your body, mind, and soul. Connect with other people that are on the same frequency as you. Take action. When is the last time I danced freely? because it will shift you into a beautiful state, because it will get you out of your head and into your body and heart, because fear lives in the head along with anxiety, control, guilt, frustration, and impatience. In just a few minutes of dancing, you will make the shift. You will feel a change of joy and confidence take over, and you will feel a soul reminder to live and lead from their heart. Dancing is a tool to ground us in the now, triggers happiness, and it is a gateway to freedom, to become free. Dance. Free. Freedom. Freedom! Dance for 3 minutes to your favorite song. Notice the inward fire grow within, and you feel being you. You're a wild, loving force. Express it. Dance today. So earlier today, I went to the store for my dad, and I literally, I was dancing the whole way there and the whole way back. I was having a good-ass time. And then, where can I ask for more help? Until we can receive with an open heart, we're never really giving with an open heart. So if you can't receive, you can't give, right? Like, you've got to be able to do that. So if you want to give to others, you want to be in service to others, you've got to allow yourself to receive from others. When we attach judgment to receiving help, we knowingly or unknowingly attach judgment to giving help, okay? So I know a lot of people might need to hear that this week, because a lot of people have been like, I'm not going to ask for help. I'm just going to hide this under here. I'm not going to tell you what's wrong, but I'm going to act like everything's wrong, and you're going to have to play guessing games until I tell you, you know? And I'm not judging, because I do the same shit, okay? It says, today ask someone for help and receive it with an open heart. And this says, I asked for what I want, and I'm open to receiving it. So, like, today, I was like, Dad, can you start the fire? And then, like, with that other person, I was like, hey, can you come next week? You know? And, like, I've been doing this. I've been asking for what I want, and every time I do, I get something back, you know? Like, I shared a post the other day, and I was like, what the hell? Nobody said anything. Nobody commented on it. Nobody shared it for me. And I was like, So the next day, I was like, you know how you can help a small business? Is like it, comment on it, share on it. Like, you don't need to sign up for the thing. You don't even need to really like the thing. But it helps that person immensely when you just, like, give it a like, give it a share. You don't know who you're going to reach that, like, may need to hear those words or see those words or connect with something that person is sharing. They may be looking specifically for that, and that's what you can do to make a difference, you know? You can make a difference for people in such small ways, but you may not see that. And I know I'm guilty of it too, but I have been paying attention and trying to help others. So what keeps you up at night? What makes you cringe when you think about it? Such that every ounce of you screams, no more! Where can you create purpose out of your pain? Make difference in someone's life today, big or small, because all of it makes a difference, okay? So, like, you know, I like when I see stuff of other people that I know are coming up and they're trying, and I comment, and I share, and I save, and I do all the things that I know make a difference, because, like, even just watching a video to the end helps that video immensely. Or like, commenting on that video with more than just one word helps that video immensely. Like, when you only comment like a little emoji, it's not as good as when someone's like, ba-ba-ba-da-boop, it says a whole sentence. Watching a video for more time, like, the retention rate on a video makes a big difference on it. So if you're still here, thank you very much, because you're making a big difference in my life. And we're at 117 as I come to the ending of this. But I know there's a reason for me to share this. I know people needed to hear this. I know that there's a lot going on. And again, feel free to write these runes on your body, the one that resonated with you the most. You know, whichever one you feel like you needed the most help, go back and watch it again. You know, I feel like this is a good one. You can just draw it on your arm, draw it on your palm, with the intention of knowing you're activating and receiving that energy. If you want to watch the video I did on Instagram last night, I'll link it down below. It was a live, but you can watch it at any time to activate the 777 portal. This one was another synchronicity that got led into me even doing what I did. But thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for helping me and supporting me. You know, and again, next week I'm going to be doing my event that was set for tonight. And in a little bit after that, I think the next weekend, I have someone coming to stay with me for a few days. And I have my in-person MUNAY key. And then in August, I got the online one, which is only $50. So if you've never done the MUNAY key rights, if you want to do them for $50, it's a 3-day event. It's a live event. You do not need to be there when I'm live to receive the rights. Natalie Alea was in Ireland, and I was asleep when she was sending the rights to me. But I still got them. They still changed my life. It was so crazy. And I did it the way that I'm doing it. So I have a Facebook group on Facebook that I'm going to add the members into. And I've already got a lot of people signing up, so I'm going to be adding them there. I've got the group made. I'm just going to add the people into it and do the last 2 events for it. But it's going to be from 6 p.m. to like 9 or 10 p.m. on those 3 nights. And I'm going to do all 9 of the MUNAY key rights. I'm going to give you the manual. I'm going to try to get you guys the pie stones. I got to figure out how many people are coming, and then I'm gonna, you know, order like a batch of the pie stones, and then I'll send them to you after I do the activations, and then you get the PDF download of the manual. You get that, and then all the playbacks of all the other rides that I've ever done. You'll get now if you've already done the MUNAY key like with me through Vimeo, and you have those purchase videos, you can show me that. If you go to Vimeo into like the little menu, it'll say past purchases. That's where your videos are. If you show me that you purchased them, I will let you come to that event for free. I'm just asking for like a donation for the time and energy spent. It's only $50 anyways, but like, you know, a $5 donation, a $2 donation, a dollar donation, it does make a difference, and it's very, very grateful for that. It's because like you're not coming here in person. I've had people come here in person and give me a feather. I've had people come and give me a rock. You know what I mean? It's something needing to be there for the exchange. Even if it's just you liking and sharing and commenting, that's an exchange. If you purchase something out of the Etsy shop, that's an exchange. If you've already purchased those videos in the past, that is an exchange, but it was the exchange for those times and that energy. You know what I mean? But I'm opening up to the mentors to come for free. And if you cannot pay for anything, you can't make a donation, that's okay. You can still come for free. Just gotta let me know who you are on Facebook so I can add that name into the group. And if you want to sign up to that and be a part of that for the $50, it's on my website, divineessential.com. I will link it down in the description again. And yeah, I have that coming up, and I got other things I'm planning, revamping. I got the membership going on for the $9.99 a month. I think there's one more spot open for the $4.99 because I did a promotion, so the next 5 people that signed up could get it for half price. I think there's one more spot left for that, where it's like you get the $5.99 a month for the lifetime of the membership. It never goes up on you unless you cancel and then re-sign up, okay? But that promotion has been going on. Got 4 more people in it since I started that, and I'm very grateful to those ladies. I've been showing them a lot, teaching them a lot. I showed them how to make the group, show them how to make all the things that I do, and I've been talking to them, figuring out what their plan is, what their goals are, who they want to be, how they want to be, where they want to be, and some of them don't even really know yet, but we're figuring it out. So thank you guys very much, and I promise I'm going to be doing an activation next, but like I said, everything happens for a reason, and these needed to happen for a reason. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. In MUNAY, namaste.